Hi everybody, Mike Petraglia along with WEEI.com Patriots beat writer Chris Price. After the Patriots, again, escape with a victory. 37-31 over the Buffalo Bills here Sunday afternoon, Veterans Day at Gillette Stadium. Chris, it's a recurring theme with these Patriots. For the second straight game, we're learning it's better to be lucky than good.
The second straight game at home, exactly. The Patriots were able to make some plays with the game on the line, but really they left some offensive opportunities out on the field early on, and defensively they weren't at their best, particularly in the fourth quarter when they were able to, they did just enough, really, in this one to come out of this game with a victory against an exceptionally frisky Buffalo Bills team.
Now, I mean, certainly Patriot fans are going to be concerned, Chris. Let's face facts. They faced the last two teams they've faced here at home have been the Jets and the Bills. Divisional opponents who are going to play you close, to be sure, but you have got to put teams like this, inferior teams, clearly, away earlier than they are. You're allowing teams like this, inferior teams, to stick around, and I think Bill Belichick has got to know, at least privately, that's not a good way to go about business.
I think your phrase is perfect. I think that, when you talk about teams being allowed to stick around, I think we've seen that the last two home games here, the Jets game, the Bills game, again, they got to win. And to a man in the locker room, it was like, you know what, it's nice to get a win. The bottom line is wins are very hard to come by in the National Football League, but I think the bigger picture is here, they struggled to get that victory. It's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward, because they had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Coming out of the bye, they had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, prepare for this Buffalo team. There were some rough edges. They were a little rough around the edges at times.
Okay, and two numbers that are going to stick out to Patriot fans when they read the box score of this week. 481 yards total offense allowed by the Patriot defense, and 35 first downs, a new Patriots franchise record in terms of first downs allowed by the opponent. Not good.
I think one of the things, I think that was a Buffalo franchise record, the 35 first downs. But yeah, again, those are not good numbers. Those are the kind of numbers you don't like to see. But again, at the end of the day, we're able to come out of here with a victory. It's going to be interesting to see how they tighten things up going forward. One of the things I'm interested to see is how things work in the second half, because there are going to be a lot of moving parts back there over the next couple weeks. Akeem Talib is coming in. What do you do with Devin McCourty? Do you play him at corner? Do you play him at safety? Alfonso Dennard continues to come on. Do you keep him on the field for consistent snaps going forward? Steve Gregory returned today after an extended absence. Have him part of your regular rotation back there at safety. You have to imagine that you do. But again, a lot of moving parts back there in the secondary. I'm really interested to see how it all comes together going forward.
How concerned are you about the defense right now at this stage of the season, 9 games in?
I think there's some real concerns. Again, the thing that stands out for me is this is coming right out of the bye week. And they had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. They had 2 weeks to self-correct, self-scout. And we saw a lot of the same drawbacks that we saw over the course of the first 8 games of the season. So I think there is some real concern here. Again, the defense was able to make the play when it counted. Devin McCourty came away with the touchdown, the interception at the end zone at the end of the game. But still, you don't like to see it.
Now the running game. On to the positives. Obviously, Danny Woodhead with 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving, 1 rushing. He found the holes when he needed to. It was Stephen Ridley with a 1-yard touchdown run. How do you assess the running game and how productive and how diverse it was today?
I think it was a tremendous offense. They were able to get good, consistent yardage. That 4-minute offense at the end of the game, they didn't finish off the drive. Brandon Lloyd was a little bit disappointed in the locker room after the game, saying, no, a 4-minute offense, you're supposed to finish with no time left on the clock. So it was a little bit disappointing in that regard, but they were able to get a field goal out of it, be able to get a little separation from Buffalo. But the work of Woodhead, the 2 touchdowns we saw, one in the passing game and one in the running game, as well as the work of Ridley, who came close to that 100-yard mark, didn't hit it, finished the game with 98 yards, but was able to give you some consistent running throughout the afternoon. That leads me to believe that there's some pretty good balance in this New England offense. Again, we talked about that coming out of the bye week, a little bit unprepared, maybe defensively for this Buffalo team. I think the offense is in pretty good shape, particularly the running game. It gives them really good balance.
As it always seems to come down to, when we talk Patriots, we talk Tom Brady. For me, Chris, there was one moment, one visual moment that really sticks out. It was 3rd and goal. The Patriots with a chance, like you said, and like Brandon Lloyd alluded to, with a chance to really put the final stake in the coffin of the Bills today. 3rd and goal. He looks to the heavens. He takes a deep breath. The very next play, he underthrows Danny Woodhead. Tom Brady today, 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, took care of the ball. How would you assess his play?
I think it was good but not great from Brady today. I think one of the things that we've seen from Brady over the last couple of weeks, one of the reasons that the offense has been able to do as well as it's done over the last few weeks, is that Brady has remained relatively clean. He took his first sack in 8+ quarters today against the Buffalo pass rush. A good performance from Brady, not great, but again, good enough to get the job.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. The New England Patriots now stand 6-3 on the season. It may not be a pretty 6-3, but now it's a 2-game lead on their closest competitors, the Miami Dolphins, in the AFC East. For Chris Price, WEEI.com Patriots beat reporter, I'm Mike Petraglia here at Gillette Stadium for WEEI.com.